Now, we may not have as much code to run, but it is fairly complex. It's going to take some digging to get through what we've got to do. We've got to create an application named car demo that's already created for us. Declares at least 2 car objects. We're going to have to create 2 instances of a car and demonstrate how they can be incremented using an overloaded operator. Now we got to get the car class. It's going to have model, MPG. So let's start out with this car class that we've got to create. All right. So we'll load a car class in here at the end. So here's our car class. And in the constructor, we will receive a string, which is the model, and a double, which is how many miles per gallon we'll travel. So we've got model, will go into model, and MPG will go into MPG. Now remember, stuff that is uppercase first letter, public, accessible outside, lower, local. So from there, that's our first constructor. What if I only get one value? And it may happen. What if they only give me a name? Well, there's a default MPG of 20. That's something we dealt with before. So we've got the public string model get set, public double MPG get set. That's what I said, those uppercases. They are public, accessible outside. We've got this public static car operator plus plus. We've got car, an instance car we pass in, and we'll call it C in here. And C.mpg will increase each time, returning C. Now, dig into that a little bit here in coming code. So let's go look at this display method. And in the display method, we're going to have right line, which will display message, and right line, which will have s.model and s.mpg. We're going to receive car. That's our object. And that car object, we'll refer to it as S inside. Now, from there, we need our main. We're going to start off with instantiation. Car C1 is a new instance of the car object, and it's a, oh my, a Camaro. I can't believe they misspelled it. It's an instance of a Camaro, and it has a default set, but we're overriding that default with 25 miles per gallon. I think my Camaro gets about 9 miles a gallon. Create another instance of a car, which will be C2, which will be a Mustang. We'll give that the default miles per gallon. And I gotta fix these typos. I gotta send them a message. So display Camaro at beginning C1, Camaro after prefix increment C1, Mustang at beginning, Mustang after postfix increment, and then we've got their miles per gallon. Let's go ahead and run this thing and see what it does, see what it looks like as it goes through it. So Camaro at the beginning, the model is Camaro, miles per gallon is 25. Camaro after prefix increment. So I can here, I have plus plus C1. Gotta run this down here. Okay. Gotta run our plus plus operator. Okay. C2, that'll run our plus plus operator. So 1 will increase. And if you remember, plus plus says we're going to add something to it. Now, let me see here. Hang on just a second. So our display, we call the display, it wrote out what the miles per gallon were, and there it is, 25. Okay. And then we ran it again after the incrementing, which increased it by 1, goes from 25 to 26. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to this plus plus operator, I talk about it face to face, but I haven't talked about it so much here. And we've got plus plus something and minus minus something, and we've seen plus equals. We've used that in the last couple of exercises. So plus equals adds 1 to whatever, or adds a certain value to whatever, should say. If I have plus plus C1, what that means is add 1 to C1. Add 1 to C1. And read it after you've added 1 to it. Add 1 to C1 and read it after you've. So this one, if I said display plus plus C1, it would add 1 to it and then display it. If I said this one, display C2 plus plus, it would display C2 before I added the 1 to it. So they both do the same thing. One, it shows you the value, acknowledges the value before it's added, the other is after it's added. The same thing when I use minus minus. So that could have happened elsewhere, but let's go ahead and see where we stand on our checks. That's 100 on it. Plus plus will add that 1 to the miles per gallon, return miles per gallon. So I'll see you in the next one. That's